If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Today is about 60 degrees, 55, 60 degrees, with a nice gentle breeze. So today that means that we get to do all our chores. And a lot of these chores require water, so you want it to be on a warmer day so you don't have to burn your hands in the cold water. So you know how that is when it's so cold that you can't stick your hands in the water to do anything. Well, today's laundry day, so I'm going to get all the components for the laundry. Got my soap, got my bucket, and my wash machine. I've talked about the wash machine before. This is a plunger. So the gas cost is going to be anywhere from $8 to $12 to go do laundry. Then you have to count the laundry bill itself, which is going to be probably about $10. So here we are up to $22 just to do laundry. The other thing you have to consider is longevity of my home. My home is my car. I really would like for this truck to last another 5 years. Would be really a good deal. In the last 2 years, we've only put 12,000 miles on the truck, and we've been to Virginia and Missouri and Florida and South Dakota and back again. So I feel like we're doing a really good job keeping the truck as long as possible, which is a huge cost. Then you have the oil changes. Oil changes on this Colorado with the synthetic oil cost $80. With the synthetic oil, you do it every 6,000 miles. Well, if you're running back and forth to town all the time, 80 miles a trip, that's that adds up really quick. I know when the first year I had my truck, the first year, I put 15,000 miles on the truck, just running back and forth to work. So I'm going to agitate this for about 15 minutes, and then the next step, of course, is the rinse cycle. Now, another thing I do on a regular basis, every time as I filter my drinking water, and I try to filter about 5 gallons at a time, just because we use a Rubbermaid water cooler, and so I fill that up. Now, the Berkey I've talked about a lot. And what I do on chore day is I prime the filters with clean drinking water. So that means I leave enough Berkey water. I don't drink all the Berkey water out of the 5-gallon tub. So I can use about a half gallon of water to reprime the filters. Now I reprime the filters, even though Berkey says I only need to do it every when it starts to slow down. I do it every time because it helps keep the Berkey cleaner and flowing faster. And then all you got to do is fill the Berkey up with dirty water, or potentially dirty water, and let it filter. I keep it full. I always keep the water level full on that, so I'm always using the entire filtration system, all the filter, the entire time. It helps prolong the filters. Now here at this national forest, the water has a lot of chlorine in it. You can smell it. And when I lived in a house, I never smelled the chlorine. But now I've been out here, you can really smell the different types of water types. You can smell rusty water real easy. As soon as you turn it on, oh, there's going to be rust in that. Or when you turn it on, oh, there's the chlorine. Well, the Berkey filters out both the rust and the chlorine. Now, I want to caution you about heavy metals. Heavy metal, the Berkey does filter out all the heavy metals. But it also wears out the Berkey a lot faster. That's right in the instructions. They're designed to filter out about 6,000 gallons of water. But when you're filtering rusty water, you're only going to get about 1,000 gallons out of them. Now, this is a lot cheaper than going out and buying water all the time. First of all, what are you going to do with all those plastic bottles? You're out here in the middle of nowhere with no trash service. And also, it costs about 25 cents a gallon to buy water. Well, with the Berkey, it costs about 6 cents a gallon. I Berkey all our drinking water. And the reason I do that is I have this theory that if you drink different types of water types, at least it does mine, that it upsets your stomach. If you drink water from this tap all the time and then you go to a different town and you drink it out of a different tap, I get an upset stomach. And I kind of attribute that to, like, when you change your dog food for your dog, you usually, you take the old dog food that you were feeding them, and then you take the new dog food and you mix it together so they can kind of get acclimated to the new dog food. Well, the same thing I think is with water. So if I'm always burking water, I don't have to worry about trying to acclimate to the new water source. Now finally, the last thing that I do on days that, on the laundry day, is I set up the shower. It's a warm day, so I don't have to worry about heating the camper or anything. And what I have is I have a Moray on-demand water heater. Some people will say, though, that if it gets below, say, 40 degrees, the water heater doesn't work. Well, with this Moray, I've had water near freezing. As a matter of fact, I had a bucket of water that actually had ice in it. It had frozen and started to thaw out, so it had a layer of ice still on the top. So, you know, it's around 32, 35 degrees. And I ran that through the Moray water heater, and it heated it just fine. I mean, it used a lot of gas, but propane, it's a propane water heater. When you turn on the faucet on the water heater, it kicks on and instantly heats up the water that you're using to take the shower with. Before we got it, I used to have to heat up 5 gallons of water. And that's 2.5 gallons for me, 2.5 gallons for Carolyn. And I really had to be careful on how much water we would use. Getting back to the laundry, so now the wash cycle is done, and so you just take it out and kind of wring it out a little bit. Now to give you an idea how well this works, look how dirty that water is. So I think the bucket and plunger method works better than a wash machine. So anyway, I'm going to take this over to the bathroom and then we'll get some rinse water going. Okay, so the final step is to hang the laundry. Now I just hang a line under the side of the truck on some hooks I have. The reason I don't hang it on the trees or anything is that you don't want to damage the National Forest trees. And a lot of National Forest don't even allow you to tie ropes onto trees. And so it's a lot easier just to put it on the side of the truck, that way you don't have to look up the rules. And whether it's a rule or not, it's respectful. Also, it doesn't look near as trashy, even though it looks trashy. It doesn't look near as trashy on the side of the truck as it does hanging from the National Forest tree. Thanks for watching. Like if you like the video, and happy travels.